life into something that you can never own.
Hello Libra, here is your reading, your weekly reading for the week of the 1st through about the 7th of January, I should put. These are obviously general, so take what works, and what doesn't work, it just doesn't work. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, I need one card for my Libras, please. One card for my Libras. I need another card for my Libras, please. Another card for my Libras. And I need one more card for my Libras, please. One more card for my Libras. Okay. And one reversal. What is it my Libras challenging? What is challenging my Libras? Okay, we got the Hangman in reverse. And what do you recommend? What is your recommendations? Give me a second. Ooh, we got two of those. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in your recent past position, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and she is she's kind of like very practical. She's a very practical person, or practical energy. She kind of is taking care of all the responsibility in her house and everything. Like she can have an issue and she could figure things out in the most simplistic, realistic, and practical ways. So I think you're coming off a very responsible. I think you guys have been very responsible, and you've been kind of dealing with the problems and everything, and you're doing it effectively. But in your current position, I think having the Four of Cups, this card is all about not being overly happy with everything going on. Things may not be very terrible, but you're just not satisfied. Like there's almost like waiting for an opportunity or wanting something that you're just not getting, but you're getting smaller opportunities, or smaller things are coming up and they're not quite what you want. So it's almost about this boredom, this apathy feeling. It's just like things are coming along, but they're not quite exactly how you want them to be. So you're kind of holding off in a sense, and you're kind of in this, like, I don't want to say a funk, but you're just not really, maybe things are not really exciting you at the moment. You're not really passionate about anything or whatever is going on. You don't feel really like this is it, you know. Now the King of Pentacles, this is in your near future position, and he's all about kind of hope and growth and kind of just being in a very good place to get things done. So I think you're actually kind of the nurturer. You're holding it down. You're being very responsible, even though you're kind of in this moment of feeling like you're just not overly happy with what's happening. I think that what's coming for you is kind of a new hope, and maybe being revitalized a little bit. You know, you're still going to be really responsible and sensible, but maybe something is going to start kind of making you feel in your power, in your like King of Pentacle kind of power. But what you need to be, this is your challenging kind of position. This is kind of like the obstacles or something that you need to be aware of. Now the Hanged Man in the reverse you don't want to be sacrificing yourself for things that are not worth sacrificing yourself, because in a way the Hanged Man is kind of could represent sacrifice. It could represent taking a pause and everything. But I think with this, I wonder if you're kind of spreading yourself a little bit thin, because these two cards are really about being practical, and because you have two Four of Cups here, because this is now what is recommended for you. And this is saying to me, it's about taking a pause. Because the Four of Cups, he's not really taking action on anything. And if that's actually being recommended to you, if you're going through a moment right now where you're kind of not satisfied, but you're waiting, and now it's recommending you to still wait, I wonder, and with the Hangman here in reverse saying, like, don't put yourself out there for something that's not actually going to be beneficial to you or worth putting yourself out there. And because you have the King and Queen of Pentacles, who are really, really practical people and they get shit done, I'm wondering if this is saying that if something else is kind of coming towards you right now, which would add responsibility, or you'd have to handle more responsibility, it might be best waiting and not doing it quite yet. because I think with this card, to me, is kind of indicating self-sacrifice in a way. So it might not be worth you at this moment putting yourself out there or taking on something else, because it might not go well for you in the future. So I think you might need to wait. I think whatever's happening, whatever this represents for you, even though you're kind of maybe in a little bit of a funk, I think this is saying hold off for a little bit, because I'm wondering if something is going to wind up coming a little bit clearer for you in the upcoming weeks, you know, because this is just a short kind of weekly kind of feel. So, and you know, sometimes we have these little weeks like this. Okay, let's see what else we get for you guys. Let's see what else we get for my Libras. Okay, one card for my Libras, please. One card for my Libras. Oh, hold on a second here. No, I don't. No. Oh, no. These were not quite right. It wasn't the ones yet, Libras. Wasn't the ones. We're not finished here yet. One card for my Libras. Okay, this is it. Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so let's see what else we get here. I need another card for my Libras, please. Amazonite, loosen your grip. And these kind of came out. So, okay, so palm tree, stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, and flexibility, and passion. Insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Okay, and one more thing. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay, let me see here. Okay, let's throw this together. I'm going to smush everything together right now. So, you know what? With the Dolphin Spirit here, because I think this is kind of a lot of this indecisive a little bit about something. You're not really satisfied, but you know, maybe it's good, maybe it's not good. You're just kind of in this like indecisive mode. I wonder if this is saying this and that are true, is that because this is almost indecisive as well, isn't it? You know, the Four of Cups is very indecisive, and it's about kind of like not really having a clear direction or making a clear decision. And the Dolphin is like, yeah, well, this and that, it's true. Well, we're indecisive here as well. So I think, to me, this is saying that I just really think that you need to wait. Because maybe what you're kind of questioning has something to do where you need to make a decision and you're not sure what the best way to go about it is. And maybe this is saying, well, both thought processes on it are true. And maybe there's something else that you need to wait to kind of gain some other information. Now, this loosen your grip. I want, because the King and Queen of Pentacles, they are super together. They have it like they are functioning individuals. These are like, to me, these are the like a real adults of the tarot card deck. Like, they are the adults. You know, if you're an adult and you're maybe one of the, like, I'm an adult, but you know what, if there's like more of an adultier adult around me, I'm gonna kind of like, you know, see what they're gonna say about something, just in case, you know, if it's a big decision. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will still call my mom. I got no shame, man. I'm gonna be 41 soon. I do not care. If I gotta call mom to ask her a question, I will call mom. So, but these are like the super adults. And I'm wondering if right now, if you're hanging on so tightly to something, it's causing you to have this little, like, not sure what to do. And maybe if you take a step back and loosen the grip on it, maybe a clearer image of it will kind of reveal itself to you. So, new love. A person has stirred your romantic feelings. I wonder if this could be something in the future that's kind of coming in. Because right here, all this here is just not really about anything. There's no passion here. There's no like excitement. You know, it's kind of like blah energy. So I wonder if something, by loosening your grip and kind of just waiting a second, I'm wondering, you might be in a little bit of a paused period. I wonder if something new is coming down the line where it's going to kind of give you the little spark again and kind of stir your excitement and everything. So, and passion, insane chemistry, like each other, equally having fun. I think this is going to be saying that you will be having fun. I think something exciting is kind of coming towards you, and maybe by not making the decision, something else will wind up happening. Because sometimes that's it. Maybe whatever you're thinking about is not quite for you. Like you keep getting these opportunities or whatever this is, it kind of things keep happening, but it doesn't feel quite right. And sometimes it could just be that you need to just pick something and move forward. But at the same time, this card, a lot of times I feel like is just, you're just waiting. You just know in your soul, you know in your gut that this is not quite the right thing for me, and you're not settling. So this guy is not settling, okay? He wants whatever wine he wants in a cup. He wants it right. So he's not settling. So I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. So I don't think you're settling right now. And this is saying don't settle. So, and palm tree, stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, and flexibility. But I do think with the flexibility and loosen your grip, I think this is saying that you might need to be a little bit more flexible, kind of just have a little bit more fun. Because these two, I'm not saying they're not fun-loving people, but they're just very stable. They're just super, like, stable people. They're super rational. They're super kind of, like, practical or whatever. So I think you need to have a little bit more fun, And maybe this is saying don't be always the one to be sacrificing yourself for others. Maybe you need a little you time and let somebody sacrifice a little of their time for you or something, you know? So I think you need to have a little bit more fun. Okay, but I definitely think things are going to go well. I think something new's coming in for you that's going to be a little bit more exciting for you, a little spark, which is always good. Okay, let me see. Where am I at? Now let's look at an inspirational quote for you guys. Okay, so we got these two. Okay, so we have rock bottom because, sorry, I can't speak, but whatever, I don't care. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Okay, fantastic. Try to be a rainbow in somebody's cloud. So I definitely think you need to be your own rainbow a little bit, because I feel like with this, you might be feeling a little cloudy. So maybe by you kind of being a little bit of a rainbow for somebody else, you become your own rainbow, if that makes any sense. Because I think you need a little bit more fun. I definitely think this is saying that you need a little more, you need to do something a little bit more fun. Maybe whatever you've been doing is kind of the same stuff. These cups are kind of the same thing in a sense. Maybe you gotta not have a cup. Maybe you need to like go out and get like, I don't know, a mug. Like, there's no mugs here, right? Or would these be considered mugs? These are chalices, right? He doesn't want a chalice. He wants, like, what is the beer thing? The boot? That beer thing? He wants that. So maybe you got to go out and you need to do things a little bit differently to kind of have some of that spark back in. Because the King of Pentacles, to me, he's very content. Like, he's built something. I definitely think you're content, and I definitely think you're a hard worker. But I think sometimes you get into this routine where everything now becomes a little bit boring. And I think, I feel like you probably are the type to sacrifice yourself with the Hanged Man. You're probably always kind of doing for others and not maybe doing so much for yourself. And I think you've gotten into a little bit of stalemate in a sense, or kind of this like boredom feeling, of like responsibility, and you just need to have like inject a little bit of funness back into your life. So try to be a rainbow, be the rainbow. And rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. And I kind of feel like, because this energy is super, super practical, I think you maybe in the past you might have hit rock bottom, and that's why you became this Queen of Pentacles, this like, handling your own business, because she's very independent, but she's financially independent as well. Like, she takes care of herself. She needs nobody, so, and he as well, they're very independent people. They're very structured. So I'm wondering if when you rebuilt yourself, you're kind of built on this like structure of like, okay, I want to really build this solid so I don't get shaken up again, because I don't want to go through that again. But it might have you might have built it so tight that there's no room for like air or something. There's no room for something to come in to be more fun. Sometimes when you're too structured, you just don't have like that little like like the little spark or the little fun. There's no like surprises. And I know sometimes I'm not really big on bad surprises. I don't always like to be even surprised, period. But sometimes like you get surprised or excited about something. It's like you get all that excitement, you're happy, and it's like, oh, what is that or something. So I feel like you might be in this whole frame of mind where it's like it's so solid, not solid in a bad way, but it's so solid that you might be blocking like kind of happiness from kind of coming in, or playfulness. And I think you need to get some of that in there. You got to get some of that in there. You can still be the adult. You could still be like the functioning adult and stuff, but you could still have fun. You're not dead yet, Libras. You got to have some fun. Okay, let's see what we got for you guys. I just threw that on the floor. Okay, hold on a second here. And you got, so first of all, let me start with this little guy because I threw him, he fell on the floor. So you got North Node, which is about kind of destiny and things that you're destined for. You know, it's kind of bigger picture stuff. And then you have Venus. Venus has been coming out a lot. And this is all about like love, money, powers of attraction, and kind of being in that loving energy. You got Scorpio here. Scorpio keeps coming out too. So you got Scorpio, and this is about transformation and major changes. So there could be some major changes kind of going on for you. And I think with this card, this of 4 Cups, you might know they're coming, but you might just be like not sure of them, so you're kind of stuck a little bit. But I think you need to wait for like when you feel in your soul, because I feel like you're very practical. When you feel it's right, you'll know it's right. So Aries here is about energy, initiative. It could be about a little bit of temper, but Aries is kind of like that fiery energy of like that spark. So I think you need to kind of have that, a little bit of that spark coming in here. That spark of chaos. So anyway, so now you have the 2nd house, which is about money, possessions, your physical environment, and your self-esteem. And then you have the 3rd house, which is about communication, intellect, communities, and relationships. And then for your dinner and a movie, you have Italian food and drama films. That is what's recommended for you for the week. And let's see, let's get a little few of these little guys. Okay, so you have B, C, Q, D, L, G, N, V, N, 5, 4, 1. And these 2 stuck on my hand. You have healing and focus. So that's very good. So there might be some kind of healing you have to do a little bit. Maybe this 4 Cups is kind of you're feeling stuck a little bit because of something that happened in the past. But I think things are going to actually go good. I just think you need a little more pizzazz. You need a little spark in there. Okay, and let's get what kind of little charmy we got. And we got 2 charmies here. Okay, these both. Okay, so you have cat and cherries. Now, cherries to me are always kind of like the fun fruit. And because there's 2 of them. So maybe there's a friend that you have or somebody that anytime you guys are together, like you raise hell a little bit. Maybe you need to call that person up, and maybe you need to set something up. I feel like you need to have a little bit of fun. You know, cherries are definitely like a fun-loving kind of fruit. They're just here to party. So I think you need to have a little bit of fun. Maybe you need to find your other half, your other part of the cherry, and call that person up and go out to lunch or do something, and maybe they'll kind of like make you feel a little bit better and bring a little bit of that fiery spark back into your soul. And cats, so I love cats. I am a cat person. I am a cat person having a dog experience currently because I do now have a dog, my first dog ever. And it's some crazy stuff. But no, it's great. He's great. But and my cat is amazing with him. Like, she is an old soul. I was so blessed that she chose me. Because she did. She chose me. But I was so blessed she chose me to come live with her in a sense. Because, you know, it is the cat's house. There's a structure here. She's at the top. I'm second. And the dog knows that he's, you know, he knows his place. So anyway, but cats, they're very loving. They're very, but they're also very independent. So I feel like you have a lot of this independent energy here, but they're very nurturing as well. Like, I know sometimes cats get a bad rap, but anybody that's like had cats, they know what I'm talking about, you know? They're very independent, they're very smart, they're very practical, they are problem solvers, which I noticed that's a huge difference between the cat and the dog, is the cat will figure something out on her own and the dog has absolutely no clue of anything. So that was actually something I didn't quite expect. But cats are very, they can see something and they can kind of figure out the best way about the situation. So I think that's you. I think you have this kind of cat, independent, lone cat wolf energy going on. But I definitely think that you really need to, kind of have a little bit, maybe a little bit of fun is going to kind of help shift you out of this Four of Cups and kind of give you the little spark of excitement and reignite your passion again, you know? I think that's kind of what this is saying. Now, okay, guys, think of your question. It is time for the Magic 8 Ball. Now, here we go. Think of your question, and here we go, my Libras. Oh, mystical, magical 8 Ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Libra's question? It says, outlook good. So there you go, guys. The 8 Ball has spoken. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.